On to Group F, where we've got the likes of Georgia, Turkey, Czechia, and Portugal. Unfortunately, we're recording this a little late, so the results of match day 1 have come in. We're going to proceed to predict the results of match day 2 and 3. If you missed the results of match day 1, Georgia lost to Turkey 3-1. And Portugal defeated Czechia 2-1. Georgia versus Czechia should be an interesting match. I think Czechia have a very solid squad, very strong squad defensively. That said, they lack some pace on the wings and some creativity. It seems to be a common theme with a lot of these Eastern European teams. And their last win against a team that's currently in the Euros was actually back in March 2023 against Poland. So they haven't proven that they can beat the elite teams or even the very good teams recently. Then we've got Georgia. Georgia actually played pretty well against Turkey, but they had some frailties in defense, and that showed. Even though they had a top-class keeper in Mamardashvili and a top-class attacker in Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, their defensive frailties were very eminent. There are some questions to be asked over whether they called up the right personnel. For example, Irakli Azarovi from Shakhtar Donetsk was a popular option to start at left back, but he didn't even get called up. Then you got Sava Sazonov, the Torino center back, who didn't get called up. Instead, they called up center backs from the Iranian league and from the Cypriot league. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. As for the match between Georgia and Czechia, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here. I think Czechia will struggle to create just as much as Georgia will struggle to defend. And as a result, we're going to get a 1-1 draw here where Georgia catches Czechia out on the breaks, but Czechia does enough to score a goal.
I think Georgia will be able to get a point despite all positivities Czechia showed against Portugal, since I doubt a little bit their creation possibility. While Georgia showed that they will battle for every centimeter of the pitch in their opportunity of a lifetime.
Turkey was thoroughly impressive in attack. Kenan Yildiz was solid, Arda Güler was amazing. This is a young Turkey squad, very energetic, very exciting, and I think they can cause some damage in these Euros. I have them as my dark horse for this tournament. That said though, there are question marks about the defense. The center backs are a little unreliable, and I'd say that's the weakness of this Turkey squad. And then we've got Portugal. Portugal are by far the favorites to win this group and should finish on 9 points. That said, there are questions about Roberto Martinez and his coaching abilities. He failed in Belgium with that golden generation, and he somehow failed upwards into this Portugal squad. I'm not sure how it makes sense. That said, I'm predicting a 3-2 win for Portugal here. I think this is going to be a wild game. And despite their very, very solid defense, I think Turkey showed that they can create goals out of nothing against Georgia. And I expect them to do the same here. Maybe another Arda Güler wonder goal, or Hakan scores a free kick goal. I don't know, something like that. As for Portugal, though, they're going to exploit those Turkish center backs and make them work. I think Portugal definitely scores some goals here.
After match day 1, I was tempted to change my prediction for Turkey-Portugal to be a closer game, but I decided to keep it since I think Portugal will play more calmly this game and will be able to capitalize on their chances. Plus, I have doubts about Turkey's center backs, so I think Portugal takes this 2-0.
On to match day 3. Between Turkey and Czechia, I think Turkey's going to keep their strong form going. We're going to go for a 3-2 win here. I think it's going to be a common theme for Turkey to go far by outscoring other teams in this tournament. And that's what they're going to do against the Czech, who are going to score 2 goals of their own because of Turkey's leaky defense, but it won't be enough.
This will be the game for the second place in this group, and it seems to me that Turkey is a little bit more hungry for wins right now, since everyone in their lineup has something to show or prove. They also have a bit more talent in their lineup with Kenan Yildiz or Arda Güler. I think it will be a very close game, but since Turkey will get the lead, they'll be able to hold off Czechia and score one of the counters later in the game. So I think it will be a 3-1 win for Turkey.
And then we've got Portugal versus Georgia. There really isn't much to be said about this one. Portugal thoroughly outclasses Georgia in every position, except maybe up top. You can argue with Kvicha. I'm not really sure. At any rate, I'm going for a 3-0 Portugal win here.
I think this is where Portugal's attack would pay off and Cristiano Ronaldo would get maybe a hat-trick. It might boost their confidence in front of the round of 16, but I think it might cost them actually as well. I just don't think Georgia has enough quality to hold off Portugal's attack, even when battling with all they have. However, I do think Kvicha might be able to still get a goal, maybe in one of the counters, so I think Portugal would win this 5-1.
This brings us to our standings for Group F, where we've got Portugal in first place with 9 points, Turkey in second with 6 points, the Czech Republic in third on goal difference with just a single point and not going through, and Georgia in fourth place with a single point as well.
In the end, I think Portugal will have 9 points with 3 wins in 3 games. Turkey will have 6 points. Georgia and Czech Republic will finish third and fourth with 1 point each and will not be able to go through the playoffs.